Hello everyone, today we are going to solve this very popular find median from data stream problem. So basically, imagine that you have a data stream, like if I'll keep giving you new numbers, and you need to find the median number from the existing list of numbers. So for example, you have these three numbers, and then the median should be in the middle, which is just one number, 3. If you have two numbers, then it's going to be two median number combined and divided by 2. So pretty much it. So I think the first thing we probably come into my mind is a naive solution that we might just, for example, have a list, let's say number list. We just, every time when we get a new number, we put on the first, to put it on the top, right? Just like a stack, just put to the largest index, like 6, 7, 8. And then when we wanted to find median, then it's going to become a kind of sorting problem, find median number. So it could be like a not n solution in this case. But for the inset add number, in this case, it's going to be 01, right? So this is not ideal. So usually when it comes to find median number, the first thing coming to my mind is the binary search. So in that case, what we can do is when people adding number, basically we are trying to maintain a sorted list. And then when find median, then it's just all you need to do is just use the index to find the median in the sorted list. That's easier, right? So that's gonna be the solution that I'm going to pursue here. And before we doing that, let's starting some basic examples. That's what I usually do, just to understand the questions better. So for example, if we have an empty, at the beginning we have an empty list. So in this case, we add number like 1, and we expect like we first need to find position to insert, right? So what position should we find? I think in this case is the position that all the same on the left is like a smaller or equal to current input number. Yeah. And all the same on the right is the number that larger or equal to the current number. And that's the goal. When you find the index, then we're going to use the Python inset method called like a list. Then you can do inset the index, then the value, right? So just to confirm, for example, if you have like a 0 empty list at the beginning, the index, I think, to inset is going to be 0, and the value is whatever it is. And yeah, for example, in this case, we add number 0, then the result is going to be 1. Now, if we like trying to add number 2, then the index gonna be let's say it's gonna be 3, right? It's gonna be 1, because right now we expect to insert on the top of the list, which kind of on the boundary, but it's gonna be 1 in this case. So as you can see, in order to implement this, we need to implement a function called find index to insert. So let's say number find index to insert. Yeah. So in this case, starting with, imagine we have this find index to insert, right? Then basically find index. Why it doesn't do the auto completion? Yeah. It's gonna give us the index, and then we are going to use the index. Oh, firstly, we need to initialize the empty list, and then in the empty list, we do insert index and number. And here, it's gonna be a binary search to find the index that all the value on the left of the index, including the index, is smaller than the number. So let's say usually we do, let's say start would be 0 to the find end, let's say length of the self numbers. Well, the start is not in the end. Then let's do have a median, right? Which is gonna be start plus end. This have some tricky you probably wanted to try out. Like let's start, as I remember, is +1 something. Because for example, if it's 0, 1, if you do not +1 the median, for example, if it's 0, 1 divided by 2, then it's the median always going to be the start, which is 0, then it's never going to move forward. So that's the reason why we need to +1. And then self numbers, if the median value is larger than the number, right? It means this number is on the left side, right? So in that case, the end should be, let's say, the end should be the median -1. Yeah, because the right part should be get rid. Should be got rid. And else, if there are 3 cases, right? One is, yeah, another case is the left side get rid of. So it should be the median +1. And then else, I think it's equal, then I think we can just directly return. And let's return this. And then we are going to return the start. And this is, because when they start, then it means this number is gonna smaller or equal to the number. Yeah. And then let's go to the find median one. Let's say the length of the self dot numbers. If it's the odd number, then we just return self dot numbers L minus 2 divided by 2. Other than that, yeah, I would just call this median. I like to use variable because it's easier, because and also sometimes we need to reuse things, right? I would not call median index. Yeah, median index, and this median index plus self dot numbers median index. This should be -1, because when you think of the case 2, like 1, 2, right? And the length is 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. And 1 basically is this second element, right? So in order to get the median, you also need to include in the first element, 1. So in this case, as you can see, it's median index -1, and then divide by 2. At this point, because it's a floating result, so you need to use 2.0 to get the results. Cool. As usual, let's start some simple test first. Like I described earlier, let's just add some number first, and then we can gradually I would say, yeah, just print out the numbers here. Just make sure we get the right result, run the code. So yeah, let's try to find the median. So add number is correct. How about let's just try find a median here, right? And then in this case, the format is empty, and we expect to have one result is correct. How about we have 2? Yeah, in this case, it's supposed to be 11, right? Okay, see, something is out of range. Let's test it out. So why is out of range? So basically right now is when we have two numbers. Let's say at the beginning is 12, and now it needs to add 1. So in this case it's 0, 1, and 0, 1. This is just gonna be 1, right? Let me just double check where this line 46. This is out of index. Oh yeah, because 1 plus 1 is gonna be divided by 2 is gonna be 1, right? But in this case, it's only have one element. In this case, let's just here -1, because I don't wanna do 1 -1, then is 0 plus 0, 0, right? And 1 is still be 0. And in this case, yep. Let's just try out. Yep. And that's the reason why we need more tests. Let's do 11 here to another data, right? Okay, another wrong answer. Yeah, we got, as you can see here, it's 10, 12, but it's end up instead in the wrong places, right? When we print out the result. So the problem happens when we have this 10, but now our input is 11. Let's say in this case, 2, yeah, length is 2 minus 1 becomes 1. And in this case, star and end is gonna be 1, right? 1 because 1 is 12. 12 is larger than 11. So in this case, end gonna be 0. And so 0 is not larger than 0, return star. So it's insert 0 index. I think this is not correct, because when we go into this phase, it should be, we need to make sure that the index, the star index, the value there is smaller and equal to the value, right? So in this case, let's do an extra step here. So firstly, because star is also can be out of the boundary. Star cannot be out of boundary. Yeah, it could be, because the median +1, it could be out of boundary. So firstly, I need to make sure star is less than the length, and also self.numbers star, if it's like a larger, smaller, or equal. Yeah, I think smaller should be fine. Smaller number. Then I need to improve 1. So let's try again. Okay. Yeah, I don't have the length here. Let's try again. Yep. Cool. Let's just make sure we have some other cases. Just test it out. Cool. So let's have some cases. For example, we have multiple of them are 9. Let's see what we got. Okay. Yep. So equal thing can also work. And yeah, let's just try equal thing. So I'll cover this conditional statement, and also this. So I think everything should be covered. Okay, let's clean up the printout and then submit the results. Cool. that's it. Hope you guys can learn something new. I think definitely the new things for me is this one. I think we should be really careful to find the index which that all the values on its left should be smaller or equal to the target number.